wasn't even a lady. It was a young girl. I know
You know what neighborhood it was?
Somerset, Lithonia, Georgia.
Oh, he's out there in L-Town?
Yeah, basically, I was in a neighborhood in the
What was you doing in that neighborhood?
I was just trying to really see some friends that I haven't seen, well, I should say so-called friends that I haven't seen in a while. And it wasn't something that I should have did or where I should have went. It was disrespectful.
Did you know her?
No.
Did she ask you for advice?
No, but I was enjoying myself. I had lifted up my shirt and I have a small waist, and I saw her look over as if she was, as if she admired my small waist. And I told her, I said, your waist can be small too. All you need to do is get a waist trainer and some plastic wrap, and it'll go down. You know what I'm saying? Just walk. I was giving her some helpful tips. And she was like, oh, okay. She shook her head like, yeah. And then I guess she might have thought or festered or made the thought fester in, or she got.
How long after that did it take for her to get to a point where she was beating you up?
Maybe like.
What's up, YouTube? Become a member of the channel. Click the join button. You're going to get access to exclusive content, more updates, post-interview reactions, and the lost tapes that never made it to YouTube. Click the join button. Become part of the family. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. So are you homeless?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 36 years old.
36? You look great.
Thank you.
And so how long have you been homeless?
I have been homeless on and off for 4 years.
4 years, on and off? And so when was the last time you had like a roof over your head recently?
Probably maybe like 4 or 5 days ago, or maybe less.
Okay, and so what was it that happened 4 or 5 days ago that caused you to become homeless again?
It wasn't even that. It was the fact that I was with a church member. And the church member really wasn't about God. And I've been trying to change my life. And my mom died 4.5 years ago. And that's where it all started. And my dad, he died earlier this year. And I don't know where my brother is. And we're from here. And I went to Covington, to a town where I was raised. And where people knew me, and I would walk around. And people didn't even recognize me or knew who I was. I wanted to help me. I've walked these streets. I've done drugs, I've done things. And I'm embarrassed about them, but I'm trying to change my life. I am changing my life. And I know that God is going to provide for me. For the most part right now, I'm just really ready to just start over.
Okay, so do you have any kids?
No.
Okay, hold on. All right, so sorry about that. Quick interruption. Okay, so let's unpack everything. So, do you have any kids?
No.
No? Okay. Have you ever been married?
I've been engaged twice. Once when I was 19 and again when I was 21.
Okay, so that was earlier, a little bit earlier in life. Okay. All right. Okay, so your mom passed 4.5 years ago. Well, okay, let's start from the beginning. So where are you from?
I'm from, I was born in Oklahoma.
Okay.
My mom had me on crack. I was a crack baby. My mom, I was taken from my mother at the age of, from the age of my birth till I was 4 years old. My grandparents had me. My mom received me when I was 4, and that's when I was with her. Other than that, my mom gave birth to my little brother in '93. I was 7 years old at that time. We moved to Georgia when I was 7. We lived in Marietta for a little while. My mom used to be a nurse at St. Joseph Hospital.
She was a nurse?
Yeah, she was a nurse at St. Joseph Hospital. That's about it for that. I went to Prodigy Academy. I went to Pickwood Elementary in Covington, Georgia. I went to Cousins Middle School. I went to Newton High School.
So you kind of grew up out there in Covington, Newton County?
Yeah, Covington, Georgia.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, shout out that Covington, man. Shout out that Newton County. Shout out the whole East side, all that, man. Shout it out, man. So, all right. So growing up there, so you mentioned your dad. Was your dad in your life growing up?
Not really. My dad molested me when I was younger.
How old were you?
I was 7 years old.
You remember that?
Yeah. My dad did a lot of things secretly to me that I think he thought that I wouldn't remember or even understand. I've been through a lot in my life.
What did he do?
He would touch me in places that you're not supposed to be touched as a
Like
child.
where?
This private area, different things. And try to play it off as if he was washing me up. I put it in the back of my mind. My dad did a lot of disrespectful things to my mother. He was a drug addict as well, but he was trying to fix himself. My mom cleaned herself up after I was taken from her. I've been through a lot in my life. My mom, she wanted the best for me. She would sing. She said I was singing before I could even talk because she only had me for a little while. My mom spent a lot of money on my voice. I'm a really good singer, but I used to do stuff at go to studios and stuff like that and try to do music, and men wouldn't really want to do music with me. They would hear me sing and say we want to make a song, but they wouldn't really want to make a song. They would want to make a song with my body, and I didn't want to do that type of melody in my life. I wanted to do something that people could actually hear.
Did you ever get a chance to make any music?
No.
No? Okay. Was the time with your dad at 7, was that the only time that type of anything happened to you?
Not really. My dad, before he passed, he was under the influence of a lot of drugs. He was under crystal meth, oxy, narcos, Lortabs. He would drink a pint and a half of Hennessy a day. He knew he was dying. He was rushing his death. He had kind of changed his ways. He wasn't like that anymore, but when he would be under the influence, he would try to come up on me. He attacked me, and I have attacked him back.
When was this?
This was in January. Well, not January, but this was sometime last year before he passed away.
That's who you was living with?
Yeah, I was living with my dad in California. And
So I was out in Cali?
Yeah.
Okay. What part of California?
Riverside, Hemet, California.
Man, shout out that Riverside, man. All right. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So growing up, would you say that you had like a fairly normal childhood?
No.
Tell me about it.
I was by myself. I've always been by myself. I really didn't know how to interact with children like that. A lot of people would see how I would act or color or draw or play, and how I would have such a good imagination because I was always by myself. At this point now, I feel like I'm still that child that has that imagination that feels like that he can save the world and fix everything. But it's hard because I really do feel like I can save the world with my voice because I really am a good singer. But it's hard out here. You have people that pretend to believe in you and pretend to want to be around you, but it's not real. It's fake. The devil puts mirages and different disguises around you and makes you feel like it's something when it's really nothing.
They just basically want to have sex?
Everybody wants to have sex. No one wants to talk. No one wants to learn. Everybody wants to have a device in their hand. No one wants to read a book anymore. No one wants to gain anything. They don't care.
Okay. So let's continue to unpack some of this stuff. So I mean, so 4.5 years ago your mom passed. Definitely condolences about that.
Yeah.
And is that when you moved to California?
No. My mom, she died of she had a heart attack and a brain aneurysm. She was a great person. I stayed in Georgia for a while. I got on drugs really, really bad.
What drugs, by the way?
I was cocaine, crack, crystal meth, alcohol, anything to just numb it, not feel or try to grieve. Been through a lot. and
Have
still
you ever
going through
talked
it.
to a therapist about any of this stuff?
I've tried to get into that, and it seems like every time when I try to get help, the devil comes in, or some type of sinful way comes in, and it wags me away from what I really need to do in my life.
So, I mean, when was the last time you did any of those drugs?
The last time I did drugs was yesterday. I did them yesterday because the lady who I was staying with, which was supposed to be a church member, who was supposed to help me, she argued and got me really frustrated. And I didn't want to feel those feelings. I didn't want to feel frustrated or angry or irritable or anything like that. So I got high and I got drunk. And I was giving encouragement to a girl who was kind of a little overweight. Not like she was fat or anything, just trying to give her some help tips. And she let all of that, what I said to her, fester in. And she beat me in my head several times. And she slammed my phone on the ground, so I don't have contact with none of my family members. And I just got a phone. And
So wait, so hold on. Let's unpack that. So you were staying with a church member?
supposedly,
So this is a church that you grew up at or that you
Yes.
currently go to?
I grew up in.
Okay, this was in Covington?
Yes.
Okay. And so this was a church member, and so how long were you staying there? How many days, how many weeks or
I
whatever?
stayed there for 3 days, and
3
then
days?
I met someone at a social security office to get help, to try to get all of my information back, because someone stole my whole purse out of my car keys and everything. I don't even have my car anymore.
Where's your car?
I don't even know. My pastor, he had co-signed for it. He found out that I was doing certain things, and in a way he thought
Like
it was
certain
negative.
things is what?
Drugs.
Okay.
And that wasn't even the case. It was the fact that I was just trying to numb feelings that I did not want to feel. I
So
didn't-
let me ask. I mean, so when you would be out there doing those drugs, would you sell yourself as well?
Would I sell myself?
Mhm.
Yes and no, but it wasn't even the fact of me selling myself. It was the fact of me not even, I would play it off.
What do you mean?
Like, if you wanted your dick sucked, I'm really not going to suck your dick. I'm going to jack it off. I'll get what drug I want from you, and then I'm just going to play you like you played me.
What if they wanted to have sex?
There has not really been an encounter of sex. There has been times where men have wanted to have sex and press themselves on me. But once they see who I am and they understand who I am as a person, they feel uncomfortable. And then they want to hit me or strike me.
Has that happened before?
Yes.
Do they hit you because you agreed to have sex and then didn't do, what you agreed to?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Not to say that that's justified for that or anything, but
Right.
okay. So, all right. So, why did you and the church member get into an argument again?
No, we never did get into an argument. I was being nice and I humbled myself to every little circumstance and situation that she threw in my path.
So why'd you have to leave?
I left because I made her feel uncomfortable about talking about God and wanting to have a closer walk with Him with her.
Did she kick you out or did you leave?
She actually put my book bag in her car and dropped them off at the Social Security office. And I found another ride to somewhere where I knew I could get high.
So if I asked her why she did that, what do you think her response would be?
Don't know. Not really.
Would she say that you was kind of maybe talking a little bit crazy or anything like that?
No, I think it's because she's just an older lady and I'm younger. And it's just probably a jealousy, envy situation.
What was she jealous of?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, because she took you in the first place,
She
right?
did, but she didn't really want to.
You don't think she really wanted to?
You can tell in her whole mannerisms.
Did she live with anyone?
Yes, she's supposedly a caregiver for helping elderly people or people that have special needs.
Right, disabilities, things
Yeah,
like that.
part. But it doesn't seem like she really wants to help them. It seemed like she wanted to just take advantage of what currency.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issue?
No, I haven't been physically diagnosed.
No? Okay. All right. And so that happened, and so she dropped you off at the Social Security office. And so when did you meet this lady that beat you up?
Last night I was at this neighborhood, and I was it wasn't even a lady, it was a young girl. I
You know what neighborhood it was?
Somerset, Lithonia, Georgia.
Oh, he's out there in L-Town?
Yeah, basically I was in a neighborhood, and
What was you doing in that neighborhood?
I was just trying to really see some friends that I haven't seen, well, I should say so-called friends that I haven't seen in a while. And it wasn't something that I should have did or where I should have went. It was disrespectful.
Did you know her?
No.
Did she ask you for advice?
No, but I was enjoying myself. I had lifted up my shirt and I have a small waist, and I saw her look over as if she was, as if she admired my small waist. And I told her, I said, your waist can be small too. All you need to do is get a waist trainer and some plastic wrap, and it'll go down. You know what I'm saying? Just walk. I was giving her some helpful tips. And she was like, oh, okay. She shook her head like, yeah. And then I guess she might have thought or festered or made the thought fester in, or she got.
How long after that did it take for her to get to a point where she was beating you up?
Maybe like 5 hours.
It was 5 hours later?
Yeah.
After y'all had talked?
Maybe 3 or 4. Maybe like 3 or 4 hours after. Yeah, maybe. No, it was 5 hours because it was like 3 o'clock.
You say that just happened yesterday?
Yeah, it happened early this morning.
Early this morning?
Right here on my head. She hit me several times. I'm still kind of bruised on the side. Well, I'm kind of bruised on the side. You can kind of see it a little bit.
Okay. So at this point, I mean, what are we doing to try to get ourselves out of this position of being homeless right now?
Well, right now I have a taxi cab, and I'm going to go to the crisis center. And I'm going to get myself together as far as drug-wise and mental stability. So I have these bags here, and that's where I'm going.
Okay. When was the last time that you sold yourself for money?
Never sold myself.
Okay. Is that what you're doing for income or whatever?
No.
No? Okay.
I just ask people if they have a small donation, they can help me out. And some people help. Some people give me a ride. Some places will feed me. Some people will just give me stuff. Because all I say to them is have a blessed day. And let the Lord lead and protect you. And stay productive. And then they bless me. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, if anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I do have a social media. I'm on Facebook as ReeJa Mitchell, and also as ReeJa Chante Mitchell.
How do you spell ReeJa?
REE capital JA, Chante CHANTE, Mitchell MITCHELL.
Okay.
I don't have a Cash App. My Cash App was messed up. Someone did fraud with it, so I don't even have a Cash App. Someone did fraud with my bank card, so I don't even have a bank card right now. So right now I'm just walking around and I don't have any type of card currency. I used to have a car like that.
Pacifica?
Yeah, I had a Pacifica. That was my first car. My newest car that I had was a 2019 Mitsubishi Mirage with only 47,000 miles on it. And I worked really hard in California to get me a brand new car, but the devil was busy where I was at and had some people do some really disrespectful things.
Like what?
They would take pieces off of my engine.
You say pieces off your what?
Off my engine. They would take components off of my engine.
Wow.
Just so that it wouldn't start. It was like a brand new car. I guess.
Why would they do that?
Because you have some people that want you for themselves.
So these would be romantic, ex-romantic partners?
Not even ex-romantic. It was the fact that I was on drugs. And when you're under the influence of drugs, and when you see somebody else on drugs, you see somebody doing harder drugs than what you're doing, it makes you. I wanted to be a nurse for that person, which I know that I'm not a nurse. I wanted to feel like this person can have a life to live. This person was on something strong. They would doze off and wake up. And my heart is too compassionate for me to want to see somebody go through that. So I would get high and stay up all night while they would pump their veins up with heroin. Because I didn't want them to die. Because they had a talent. Or have a talent.
Oh, speaking of that. So, okay, I got you. We coming. So let's hear you sing real quick. His eyes on a sparrow. How about that?
Okay. Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? I really can't sing much of that.
No,
song.
that is like, you do have an amazing voice. Jesus. Okay, all right. Well, listen, miss, we really appreciate you taking the time answering all of our questions.
Thank you.
And we definitely wish you nothing but the best out here, okay? Make sure you have a good one,
You
sweetie.
have a blessed and productive one as well.
All righty.